What is going on, guys? Welcome back to my channel. My name is HeartDFS, and today we have another NBA prize pick video. If you're new to the channel, hit the like button, subscribe, comment. Do appreciate all the support. Also, make sure to follow me on Twitter at HeartDFS. Putting up a ton of NBA prize pick prop lines on my Twitter account. So you saw yesterday, I didn't have a video up until later in the day, so I was putting up my plays on Twitter. Went with the Bulls game, got 4 out of 5 there, and then I went with the 5-pick play for the Golden State Denver game, hit the 5 for 5. So definitely make sure to follow me there. You know, trying to engage with you guys more, putting up more prize pick lines. Today I'll also be putting up another prize pick line different from today's video on my Twitter. So definitely follow me there. We've been on a great winning streak, a nice heater, making a good amount of money. Even with some, losing lines from the videos, I've been switching up, putting my other ones on Twitter, and we've been winning. So definitely make sure to follow me there. We've had a good past few days. I think we're on a 4-day winning streak. So definitely make sure to check out my Twitter. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and do appreciate all the support. We have 5 picks for today. As I did mention, I will have another 5-pick play or 4-pick play on my Twitter coming out later as well. First one we have is over Scottie Barnes projected assists of 3.5. The reason why I like this is Fred VanVleet is out for today, so all the usage is going to go to Pascal Siakam. Gary Trent Jr. picks up some usage, but as we saw in the latter part of the season, the last few weeks when Fred VanVleet missed, Scottie Barnes pretty much became like the de facto point guard. Like a lot of the times he was bringing the ball up the court. He's averaging, let's see, let's bring him up real fast. Sorry for the noise outside, guys. But he came back from his injury, played 26 minutes, which we do like to see. Probably expect maybe 30, if not more. Averaging about 3.5 assists per game on the season, but now that he's moving into that de facto point guard role in a winner-go-home game against the 76ers, I do expect him to get way above his average of 3.5. As you see, he can easily get 5, 8. I do expect him to get 5+ today, so I really like him. De facto point guard role for Scottie Barnes is going to get him more than 3.5 assists. I think it's way too low of a line for him right now, so I really like this one. Next one I like is Gary Trent over 18.5 points. And the reason why I like this is obviously you can see the past 2 games, 24 points. He's not afraid to shoot it. He's going to shoot the ball a ton this game. They need some scoring with Fred VanVleet, averaging about 19 a game being out. And so Gary Trent is not going to be bashful when it comes to shooting the ball 19 times, 20 times. Didn't shoot the ball really well either time, but he's playing those minutes, which you love to see. 45, 39. He's a good shooter as well. So I do expect him to be jacking up shots. He should easily be able to get at least, 18, 19 points at minimum. So I do expect him to get that for the 3rd day in a row. 18.5 is just way too low for him. I don't mind the fantasy score as well. He's a guy who does average almost 2 steals per game. That's 6 points right there. So if he's, not hitting the shot as well or doesn't end up shooting as much, he could definitely get you there just with the steals, maybe a block, some assists and rebounds. So I don't mind that as well. But I'm rolling with the points for right now. Pascal Siakam over projected fantasy score of 44. As you guys can see, he has hit this in the past pretty much, what was it, 3 out of 5, averaging about 48 fantasy score for the past 5 games. My computer froze. 1 second. Oh, did it come back? Oh, and we're back. Sorry about that. But the reason why I like him, Pascal in the spot, is just because obviously Fred VanVleet's out. Pascal's usage goes about to 35%. Extremely high for a guy who's playing pretty much the whole game. Shooting the ball pretty well. Not shooting a ton. 16 times, 20 times, which is, a good amount relatively, but do expect him to shoot maybe a couple more shots. He can get to the free throw line. He's going to get you about, 8 boards, if not more, close to 6 assists. Probably a little bit more in this spot where he's going to be handling the ball a lot as well. Can get you some steals, some blocks. So I think it's just way too low of a guy who's going to play pretty much the whole game, averaging about 23 points per game, almost 9 rebounds, 5+ assists, and then he's, getting at least a steal game, if not more, plus the block upside. Those are, 3 points each for blocks and steals on Prizepicks. So I think 44 is just way too low for him in a win-or-go-home game when he's playing that many minutes. Fourth one I have for today is going back to the well with KD. If you guys haven't seen my Twitter, this is what I put up the other day. Going back to the well. Me and my way to pick the same prop picks on Harden, KD, Fred VanVleet, and Jaylen Brown the past week. 3 games in a row, and they're all missing by like a few points, or KD's just not being KD. But yeah, we're gonna go back to the well with KD. It's Kevin Durant. There's not much else to say. He's been playing terrible in the series against them. I do expect him to have that bounce back type game versus the Celtics today. So I just really think it's way too low for one of the best players in the world, one of the best players ever, to get 43.5 fantasy score. I know Boston's been great defensively against Kevin Durant, but I do finally expect them to win today and for Kyrie and KD to play well. And so my other line that I'm going to have on Twitter today will have Kyrie, Gary Trent, over fantasy score and a few other ones. But that's what I like, Kevin Durant. And I like running it back with Jaylen Brown over projected fantasy score of 39. So if you are just skipping to this part of the video, if you can leave a comment, like, subscribe, do appreciate all the support. I know a lot of people skip to this part, so if you could just subscribe or hit the notification bell, I would greatly appreciate it. But as you guys can see, hit it in the past 3 out of 5. Very close to past 2 games, but it's pretty much because 2 games ago it was a little bit of a blowout. Last game, Jason Tatum took over. Jaylen Brown didn't really have to shoot the ball at all in the second half, and pretty much almost got you there. He's a great defensive player. As we can see, we'll pull up his little stat line, averaging about 24 points per game, 6 assists, 6 rebounds, almost 4 assists, over steal per game as well. As you can see, the past 3 games versus the Nets, 4 steals, 3 steals, 2 steals. PrizePicks steals are 3 points, same with blocks. So he's a great, defensive player. Will get you those steals, which is a good amount of points. Plus his averages, I just think it's way too low in this spot against Brooklyn, who doesn't play defense. I do expect this game to be a lot more loose than in the previous games. Expect the Nets guys to do well. Expect Jaylen Brown to do better than he did last game. And these are my 5 picks for today. Barnes over projected 3.5 assists. Gary Trent Jr. over projected 18.5 points. KD over 43.5 fantasy score. Brown over 39 fantasy score. And Pascal over 44 fantasy score. As I said, if you're new to the channel, please leave a like, comment, subscribe. Also follow me on Twitter. We'll be releasing the second 4 or 5 pick slip later today on my Twitter as well. So make sure to follow me there. We're on a heater. Let's continue it. Let's make a bunch of money tonight, and I'll see you guys later.